We're going to discuss now the various components of the icing printer. You see those components before you except for the one which is behind the curtain over here, and that's a typical computer. Has a parallel port which communicates with the icing printer through the electronics which are located here. This translates the signals from the computer to signals which drive the various motors on the icing printer. These are power supplies, and this area right here controls the airflow from the compressor here. This compressor puts out 30 psi, and that's a typical airbrush compressor, fairly inexpensive. And that air is turned on and off through this tube into the syringe, which is filled with icing, and that air pressure forces the icing out of a extrusion needle which is located and attached to the bottom of the icing syringe. What you see here is from the last run, and we'll run that again to show you how the system works. The icing printer has 4 motors on it. There's one in here, and there's one in here, and they turn the lead screws, and the lead screws have threads on them, and there's a nut in here, so when this lead screw turns, this nut moves up and down, and that is the Z direction of motion of the printer. It moves the head up and down here. You have 2 of them to have balanced force on the gantry. There's also a motor located right here, and this drives a belt, and that belt moves this back and forth, the icing head, and there's a motor back in the back there which has a belt underneath which moves the platform back and forth, and like that. So those are the basic components of the icing printer. This is the 9th build of an icing printer. We started out with an icing printer which was 2 by 4 feet in size and weighed about 80 pounds. And we have had these various design changes to get it down to an icing printer like this one, this is almost the final design. And this is 1 foot, 1.5 feet by 1.5 feet, and weighs about 16 pounds. So those are major changes through the design process. We're now going to show you the actual making of the icing icons.